What's up, nerds? So I literally just finished, at the time of recording this, I just finished Agatha All Along, episode 7. And it was pretty good. It was kind of sad because I liked Lilia, and spoiler alert, she died. But I also thought, like, listen, I want to just say right now, I am not a fan of telling a story out of order. I think the only person that does it that I think I like it is Quentin Tarantino. But other than him, when people tell stories out of order, I just go, why don't you just start from the beginning of your story and then go to the end? But at the same time, I thought it was interesting to see that's how Lilia's life has been. It's just been out of order the whole time. Like, she's just been bouncing back and forth. And it was interesting. I also thought her backstory, I have to admit, I'm still not a fan and never have been a fan of telling, not showing. It's always show, don't tell. And I think granted, we don't need to see, the whole story, I guess. But at the same time, I would have liked to have seen it. But again, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, it would have been nice, I also, I also liked the tarot card reading. Now, I don't believe in all that nonsense. I don't believe in tarot cards. I don't believe in magic. I don't believe in that, mumbo jumbo nonsense, like palm reading and stuff. But I still liked this one. I still liked it. And I liked that also. I'll talk about all this at the end. Let me get into this breakdown, and then I'll tell you my thoughts during and then afterwards. All right, here we go. So Agatha and Billy, right? They're continuing on the road, right? Before coming across a castle, which is very nice. And then upon entering this castle, the two of them are, turned into the Wicked Witch of the West and Maleficent, respectfully, and are represented with tarot cards. Now, if they do not place the proper cards in the correct sequence on the little table, the swords that are hanging from the ceiling fall down. So again, I did like this trial because even though they continued, it made it realize that they still needed the rest of the coven because, again, this was Lilia's episode, and we still need to get Agatha's episode, which I think will be the next one. That's where we'll get all the past events and stuff. But I did like the tarot card. I like that stuff. I like seeing it and stuff, but I don't believe in any of that crap. Like, if you're like, you're a Sagittarius, Mars is in retrograde, all that bullshit. I don't believe in any of that nonsense. But I still thought it was fun. And I have to say also, I didn't think that Billy looked that great as Maleficent. Like, he's like, classic. And I'm all like, oh, get the fuck out of here. You don't look that good as Maleficent. So stop being, a queen about it. I'm just like, I was not like, yes, and everything. I was just like, I think you don't look that great as Maleficent. But, to each their own. I did like the Wicked Witch of the West costume. It was very good. I do like Catherine Hahn. So in flashback from Lilia's childhood, it's revealed that she has been experiencing her life out of order, which explains her memory lapse throughout the rest of the episodes. Again, going back to what I said before, I don't like stories told out of order. I just get annoyed with it. I wasn't angry about it, but I just like, she kept jumping back and forth, and she's like, how do you know Billy's the son of the Scarlet Witch? She's like, and then, Jen's like, you told me, bitch. And I'm all like, oh, I'm so confused, and I don't like this at all. But at the same time, again, I didn't hate it. But then after they fall through the mud, right, Lilia discovers that Rio is the personification of death, something Agatha knew all along. And she's threatening her that it's going to be her time is coming, and she's going to join her, and all roads lead to her. Now, this was spoiled by the Funko Pops and everything, but also they revealed the things that they said in the past episodes, where she's like, you get your body, you get your power, I get my bodies, which I thought, I was like, okay. And I thought that Death looked pretty decent. I like Aubrey Plaza a lot. I think that she's great. She's very hot. So I'm totally fine with this. I'm curious to see what they do using her going forward. I have seen online and, that they will be using her in other projects, Lady Death. So it will be interesting to see how they use her. In the past, she's had a very public relationship with, what's his face? Thanos. But Thanos is dead. So I'm all like, well, how are you going to use him there? And that's how, the Infinity War. I wish she would have been in Infinity War and that would have been that way. It was fine how they handled Thanos. I'm not complaining about that either. I always like that storyline from the comic books, how he just worshipped Lady Death and everything. She does look a little bit different here. I don't think that the Funko Pop really does her justice in terms of her look here, but maybe she'll have a different look in the next episode. It was kind of dark. Like I was like, she's got like half a skull. I don't like that. I mean, she's got a full-on skull in the comic books, but this one I was just like, I like Aubrey Plaza's face, so I don't want to. I don't want to see half her face gone. But yeah, so I liked it a lot, and it'll be, like I said, interesting to see how her and Agatha met in the next episode, and then going forward how they use her. So she awakens Jen after falling through the tunnel thingy, and then after evading the Salem 7, they venture through the tunnels before reuniting with Agatha and Billy. And Lilia is dressed as Glinda when they enter the castle. And then Jen is dressed up as the evil queen as a hag. So again, I did like that relationship between Lilia and Jen. I thought it was super fun. But at the same time, it was just like, what's going on here? This is just nonsense. But I like Patti LuPone, and she's just giving it her all here. And I think again, she's great. She's a great character. And I really like Patti LuPone's acting. She's super fun. And I liked their interactions. And then the Salem 7, I'll talk about them in a minute. So Lilia then discovers that the trial is really for her, not Billy. So she places the cards in their proper order, saving them all. So I liked this, how she was like placing the cards down and she was talking about how the coven. And in this whole time, what she wanted at the end of this road was she wanted a coven, because that old Spanish lady who she's talking to as a little girl, because we find out the little girl is her. She's all like, do you have a coven? She's like, every witch needs a coven. And she's all like, because we find out from her past that she predicted her coven dying of like the influenza or the flu or some shit. It was some disease, some sickness, and they all died. But she's like, death comes for us all. It's what we all have in common. And I was like, that's so true. We all have that in common, that death comes for us all. If it's a price we have to pay, and all of us have to pay it no matter what. And it sucks. Because I don't know about you, I love living. I love living. I love everything about life. So it's just death sucks. I'm not scared of death. I hate it. I hate the way it makes people feel. I hate that, I'll be gone and stuff. Oh, it's so depressing. Anyways, so I did also, again, I liked her putting the cards down, and she's like, the Tea of Cups and everything, heartbreak, emotion, all this stuff. I was like, oh, yay, and everything. I was like, I don't believe in it and shit. But at the same time, I liked her saying all of it. It was fun. So as the exit opens, Lilia chooses to stay behind, right? As the Salem 7 come down on her, as animals and stuff. And then finally as females. And she flips one of the cards over, causing the entire room to flip upside down, impaling the 7 and presumably herself. So that's the end of the episode. So we didn't see Lilia die, but she dies, right? Because and I love the part where Jen turns around, she's like, I'm not leaving without you or whatever. And she's all like, I loved being a witch. And I really liked that a lot, because I'm all like, she lived the rest after her coven died. She said, oh, it's better to live as a hermit or whatnot. And I thought that was not right. It's not good to live as a hermit. It's good to be around people like yourself and other people. I live that all the time. I hate being by myself. I hate it. It's not that I don't like doing things by myself. It's just, I like being around, and having that human, interaction and then everything. And I think that Lilia, in the end, she realized, and she said it, we didn't really like each other at the beginning, but now, and I think that she found her way. And it sucks that she didn't get a chance to, experience that more. I really do feel bad for her about that. But at the same time, this was, and she, because she's kept saying, I'm falling and everything. And in the end, the Salem 7, by the way, what a waste of care. Like those those bitches showed up, and like it's like they were useless. Like there was no point to them, in my opinion, at fucking all. There was no point to them except to just, oh, gotta run from these scary, like crickly bitches. And I'm all like, oh, crinkle crinkle and everything, but it's fine. It's whatever. But overall, this episode was good. It probably wasn't my favorite episode, but I did like, it for the most part. That's the thing about this show. And I've said it before. I'll say it again. I do not hate this show. Not like all the other Marvel shows. Well, Hawkeye, I liked Hawkeye, except for that finale. I didn't really care for the finale, but all the other shows I have not liked. This show, on the other hand, I can go, it's fine. I'm not, and I've said this before also. I don't wake up every day, every Thursday and go, oh my gosh, I get to watch Agatha All Along. Yay. And everything. I just go, all right, I'm going to go watch Agatha All Along. And while I'm watching, I'm not flipping through my phone. So I'm not bored. I've done that so many times with Marvel shows where I'm just flipping through my phone and listening because I'm like, I don't care. This is shit. But this show, I have to say, and I'll give some prompts to Jack Schaefer, although I do think she's not that great of a writer. She did do better on this show, and maybe she has learned her lesson. Don't set shit up and then not, fulfill, what you set up, like she did in WandaVision. But yeah, that's really all I have to say about this show. It's a decent show. I don't hate it. I think anybody that like just goes on and just be like, it's shit. I think that, you have your own opinion. I can totally see somebody thinking this is shit. I can totally see that. But I can also see, a lot of people, the gays, really just loving the fuck out of this show, which I just go, yeah, just because they give you, a sassy queen doesn't mean you need to love the show, you guys. Like, come on. Like I didn't think Billy was being sassy. I thought he was just being a dick. So, Agatha, yeah, she's a bad guy, but you knew that, okay, going in. So, yeah, that's all I really got. I maybe I missed some stuff, but I did like this episode. Next week is the last week. They're doing 2 episodes back to back. I think the first episode is definitely going to be Agatha's, past, and then I think we're going to get the finale. So again, tell me what you think is going to happen. I really don't have any like predictions on what's going to happen. I hope they don't get rid of Agatha as a character, even though she's like so mundane in the Marvel universe. But I do, because a small piece of me wants to see her babysit Franklin Richards, Susan Storm and Reed Richards' son. His name is Franklin, right? Yeah, I think it's Franklin. I can't remember off the top of my head. I want to see her babysit him because that's what she does in the comic books. But anyways, tell me what you guys thought about this. Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And we'll see you guys on my next Agatha All Along breakdown and review. You guys have a good week. Bye.